Hello beautiful souls, this is Vinita Kumar, also known as Twinflameunion, bringing you guys in this week's pep talk and empowerment. This was recommended by one of the viewers because I had mentioned it in one of my videos that I can expand on this topic, so it was asked of me to do that. So here it is, the law of vibration and twin flames. This is a topic. We're going to dive deep into the many laws that are also there in order to understand the law of vibration. But for those that are stumbling on this video, how it affects you, even if you are not in a twin flame journey, it doesn't matter, because there's so many laws of nature that not people that created it, but the law of nature, the law of universe has or is governing these laws in order for us to understand it in a deeper level. So we're gonna dive into the many aspects of the laws that we have, and the common one that a lot of people understand it is law of attraction. But in fact, law of attraction is actually one of the laws that is governing us. It doesn't matter whether you're a believer of any of these laws or not, it still exists, and it also is there to rule us. We're gonna get into all those laws along with the law of vibration. But before we actually dive deep into this topic, let's hit it. And welcome back. For those that are new to this channel, welcome. Please do not forget to hit like. When you hit like, it helps my video to circulate around, and I sincerely appreciate it. As well as hit the notification bell so that you do not miss any future videos. I have contents like this in my YouTube channel. You may want to check the other content that's there. I've got the pep talk and the empowerment series, which is the largest of the content, along with the science and things. I've got timeless readings, the Ava series, which is Ask Vinita Anything, as well as guided meditations, and then now my current YouTube shorts, where I mention things on a point blank form. And if I have actually mentioned those topics, you may want to check out my other videos that are in those topics. They're meant to give you in-depth information. For those that want to book any private sessions with me, you can do so as well. Link is in the description box. You can purchase and book directly from my website, as well as I want to add that 10% of Twinflameunion sales also go to charity. All that information is in my website. You can check those all out. Now we're gonna dive into the topic that I have, which is law of vibration and twin flames. I made lots of notes. I have actually two of these that I kind of filled out, and because this is a topic that I'm gonna kind of touch on a little bit of it, not too much, because otherwise we're gonna sit here all day, and I don't want to do that quite. I'll try to keep this video precise, but what I was thinking as I was preparing for this video is to maybe do another article. I have the the law of attraction series of articles that I published. And in there I have gone quite in depth, just touching all the bases of all the laws. But, you know, it probably will help to just do one that is just related to law of vibration and how it affects people that are in a twin flame journey. As I said it before my intro, that if you are jumping into this video and you were interested in understanding the law of vibration, you know, you hopped into the right channel anyway, because it affects everybody. It doesn't matter how you want to toss it. For those that are twin flames, who I tend to attract anyways, I'm going to actually go on how it affects you on a spiritual level when you're dealing with a twin flame, and just the many aspects of the journey. So I'm gonna go, before I go into the law of vibration, in my other video that I had mentioned where the viewer requested me to do this video, I mentioned that the law of vibration is actually the parent law, that from there every other laws kind of branch off. At least that's how I understand it in my mind. And when I was doing the research, it actually is the second law that's holding the law of vibration. So I have 12 laws that is there, and you can actually Google it in depth if you want, but I will in fact mention it in my article anyways, all the 12 laws and my understanding of it. But here in this video I decided to list all the 12 laws, and believe it or not, the law of attraction, which almost every channel talks about, is actually the 7th law. So it's not it's really quite deep down into the list of it, right? So but the thing is that people are always focused on the law of attraction, and law of attraction is not the only law that you should be understanding, especially if you're trying to manifest something on a spiritual level, or just your desires and dreams and goals and stuff like that, because there's other laws that you need to understand as well in order to be able to manifest the law of attraction. I actually even saw a book. I'm planning to actually get it. In my research when I was doing that, you can Google which book that is. I know that there's some books that are written, and one did catch my eye, so I'll look into getting it just to understand it in depth. It does fascinate me. It's different for everybody, but this kind of laws that always fascinate me, and this is why I did a little bit of research on my own and try to understand it on the way that I could understand it, because not everybody can explain these laws very effectively. So it's just the way that I find I'll go through a lot of teachers on YouTube that are trying to explain law of attraction, and some of them do not know how to explain it really well. So I pick and choose who does, of course. So here it is. This is the 12 laws that govern everybody. Whether you're a believer or not, it doesn't matter. It's there. And it's just the way it is. So I will explain it to you, what is the number 1 law and how this affects twin flames. The law of divine oneness. Now, this is a huge one, because in the spiritual journey, in fact, I have said this many times, that you have to have the union within. You have to, when it comes to twin flame union, people have this notion that when you're with your twin flame in a relationship, that is twin flame union. And when thank you, Spirit, for guiding me along when 5 years ago I had chosen this particular name as my own identity among the twin flames. Of course, I didn't understand it at that time, that's what it is, because there was a lot of false misconception among the twin flame teachers and whoever was out there at that time 5 years ago that were teaching the journey, and of course just people and their understanding, because first of all, before I even started the mission work itself, I was among you guys, just trying to understand the journey and the connection and all that sort of thing. So my understanding was that if you are in a twin flame relationship, that is the twin flame union, when it's actually not. It's the union of oneness within you. And I remember when I had gotten my inner union, it was an amazing experience. So I'm just saying that that's something that you will go through in your journey, and that's the law of divine oneness. A lot of people think divine is God or universe, but divine is the higher self of you. And this is why some of the law of attraction gurus and people, teachers, including myself, I will talk about divine being you, right? You are the divine person that is living a human experience. So it's actually you are the divine you. So it is that law of oneness within you. And the law of oneness is everything is connected, and that's the universal law. That is the parent law. So your higher self is connected to every single little thing. You have lived many lifetimes. You've lived this lifetime, and I've mentioned this to people in my videos and in my articles, that when it comes to your higher self, nothing stands in the way. Not your guide, not Lord Shiva, not Jesus, not Mother Mary, not Allah. Anybody that you are thinking that is your your Archangel Michael, none of these people will interfere when it comes to you as your divine oneness of learning certain soul lessons and whatever you have prescripted before you incarnated on this earth. They can assist you, but they will never ever stand in the way. Your higher self is the supreme divine you. And that's what it is. Everything that is happening to you is within that law, right? It's the law of divine oneness. And I just wanted to point that out because a lot of people understand it very differently. And you think that you are the one, that your ego self is riding the chariot, when it's actually your higher self that is. So you want to always connect with your higher self and the divine you. So and in this law, everything is connected. This is why people, when they do some sort of healing, like healers, Reiki is one of them, shamanism is another one, they always connect with law of nature, or they always connect with nature or the universe, because that's where you are extracting all the powers to do any kind of healing work, especially when it comes to spiritual healing. So if you're a spiritual healer, you understand what I'm talking about, because you've always used those modalities to go in and access stuff. So that is that homework assignment that I always give to my clients about something to do with nature. It's because you need to connect with the higher you, and of course the nature that binds us all about anything, right? So that is the law of divine oneness. Now we've got the law of vibration. That comes as number 2. And I believe that they are in certain order, because when I was researching this topic, and it's just the way that it's been listed, it makes sense to me. So everything in the universe moves, emits, and radiates in a frequency. And this is why you hear people say all the time that everything is energy, because it is. Without the law of vibration, we wouldn't be here. The universe had to vibrate in a certain way for the Big Bang theory to happen, and all those kind of things. The galaxies had to be formed, and in there the planets had to be basically formed. And of course, as you know, nothing stands still. Everything moves. Everything's still moving. I mean, even the earth is moving, right? So when that vibration is there, the law of movement or the law of vibration, then everything else will surround itself around it. And when you think about it, it's very, very deep. I mentioned it many times. On another level, like you have, the cosmos, the planets, the universe, the river, the ocean, all of those things move. The air that we breathe, electricity moves, and this is how electricity was, formed. Even this video that you guys are watching, I'm filming it here in Surrey, British Columbia, right in Canada, and then it's gonna, go out to places all over the world through frequency, right? So, and that's how it works, and everything like this works the same way. Same thing if you're writing with your pen, you're using some sort of vibration there because you're still using movement and your body is vibrating in order for it to create that kind of movement. So it's so important to understand that, and this is why this topic came, and I wanted to just kind of mention it in that way. So I'm gonna go over the law of vibration a little bit more towards the end of the video. I just want to go over the 12 universal laws that govern us all. So the third one is the law of action. Each action gives different results, and I always said that the law of attraction has action in there, and if people want to draw things or manifest things, you always have to be you always have to associate it with an inspired action or some sort of action in order for it to go into some sort of movement in terms of fruition, right? So that's how it works. The law of action is so important. You can think all you want until cows come home, and nothing is going to happen unless you throw action to it. There's no such thing as you wanting to be a millionaire or like a really, really rich person and think that the sky is going to open and this big flow of money is going to come to you. In order for money to come to you, you have to of course go there and do some sort of action in order for it to happen, right? So that is the law of action. Each action gives different results. Thoughts, words, emotions, those are all a point of action, right? Because that's what it is. It's all relative things. And this is why a lot of times, you'll hear some of the law of attraction gurus will tell you that emotions are energy in motion, because it's always going through some sort of action. So that was the law of action. The number 4 law is the law of correspondence. Every action we take is related in our inner and outer world. Look within to see your trauma issues. Why I mention that is because in a twin flame journey, we always say go within and see what is the issue that is there that's reflecting back to you on the outer reality. If you're not getting along with people, then you need to understand why this is happening to you, in terms of, and that's just one example that I'm giving you. Why are you attracting these kind of things? You have to go within to see that issue. If you have money issues, you need to understand why it's being reflected to you. You need to go within and just find out what are some of the sabotaging beliefs or trauma or incidents or karma that you have with money, or even with love or relationship with your body, that kind of stuff. Why your twin flame is ignoring you, that kind of stuff, right? You have to go within to see what the inner issues are that's being reflected to you on the outer reality. And this is why a lot of times in the spiritual community you hear people saying go within and try to look at some of the aspects that you have where you're attracting some of these issues with your twin flame, because the traumas are all within. And of course, as your twin flame is your true vibrational frequency or your vibrational blueprint, they will show you all these kind of lost aspects of yourself or fragmented aspects of yourself that you need to heal and also incorporate. And of course, it doesn't just go one way. You do the same thing for them as well. So as they are showing you your deep-rooted issues, you are also doing the same thing for them. It's not one-way street. Okay, so we touched that. We've got the law of cause and effect, and this is the number 5th law. This is one of my laws that I am very, very touchy about, because a lot of times people will wish illness or wish ill or wish bad things to people. They will say, oh, the law of karma, or karma will get to them, or this and that, and I am totally against that, because it's again, you're not supposed to be doing that. That's not up to you to decide whether the person is supposed to reap rewards of their karma or not. In fact, I wrote an article on this and I went very in depth on the law of karma, which has nothing, I mean nothing, to do with you or you wishing somebody that the karma will get them or this or that. The law of karma is not for anybody in this lifetime to decide. And this is why a lot of times people get away with a lot of things that they've done wrong. If the law of karma was here, then murderers, rapists, and thieves and all these guys will get the reward right away. If they did some sort of bad things, the sky would open up and punish them right there, because that's what it's supposed to do, right? And how is it that that doesn't happen? It's because the law of karma is there as a covenant, and that only is pertaining to previous lifetime. Yes, whatever you do in this lifetime will be rewarded to you as other laws or in another lifetime. But again, law of karma has nothing to do with this lifetime. It's from previous lifetimes, and nobody can decide that other than the divine you, the higher self. So make that very, very clear. And I always correct people now when they talk about, oh, karma will get them this and that. And I said, karma has nothing to do with anything to do with this lifetime. If you ask anybody that is on a priest level or somebody that understands it on a religious, anybody on that level, they understand karma because they in-depth studied on it, or they have a better understanding. They will be able to explain it a little bit better. So the law of cause and effect, what is it? Nothing happens by chance. What goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. That's the law of cause and effect. So whatever you do comes back to you. So for example, if you're doing good things, right, you're making a difference in the world and you're doing something nice, it will come back in some sort of reward form, or you'll get rewarded for it at some point. And of course, you're doing bad things, then of course the same thing will happen too. And it happens all the time among us. You will see that if people were doing series of bad things and they were not making good decisions, then of course, something bad will come and boom, they're done, right? So that's the law of cause and effect. Nothing happens by chance. That's what that is. 6th one, the law of compensation. And I touched a little bit about it in law of cause and effect, but it actually falls under this category. This is why when I was writing this, I thought to myself, this is in order, and it's crazy. Whoever thought to put all of these laws the way that it did was a genius person, because how is connected from 1 to 12 is just amazing. The law of compensation talks about good deeds coming as fruition or as a gift. And this could be in forms of relationships. So if you are good with people in general, and you mean well, and you're helping, you have a helping nature, you're just there for people, then of course people will be there for you as well, right? Because it's the law of compensation. It doesn't, that's just as simple as that. Money, same thing. If you're the type of person that's very giving, you're going to be giving charities and stuff like that, then of course the money flow will be always there. So for those that are pretty open about giving back to the community in some way, just know that the law of compensation is with you. It also can come in the form of gifts. So if you're giving people gifts, then gifts will also come your way as well. And of course, this is where a lot of people that are in the spiritual community, once they get their awakening, they want to serve the world in some way or the other. And I always get asked about what their divine mission is and all that. And I think I have covered that extensively now, just, through my articles and some of the pep talk series on that, you don't really need to, be out there doing this kind of mission work as I am. This was my calling. You have to understand what your calling is and how you can serve the community. You could do it in so many ways. So you may want to check out my video on that, on how some of the twin flames can serve the world or the community. There's so many ways to do so, and the list is endless, and I only mention a few. So you have to, of course, go into the the law of action. Sorry, one second, which one was this? The law of correspondence. I had to kind of skim through because I haven't memorized this, but I understand it. The law of correspondence, where you have to go within and find out how you can serve the world in the law of compensation. So that's why I said whoever wrote this, it's just amazing. So they really put it in the order that it is. So yeah, you want to go within and find out, and ask your guides as well, your higher self, the divine you, how you can serve the world, right? And one thing I know, that people will come and go in the twin flame community that want to serve. Some will become tarot readers, some will do this, some will do that. But if it is not in alignment with your higher self, in your oneness, your divine oneness, you will not do well, and you will come as quickly and go as quickly as well. So that's another thing that a lot of people I had seen in the community would come and go because they didn't step into their true mission that they were supposed to. So it's one of those things that you really have to go deep within and figure out if this is something that you want to do, because the mission will choose you, not the other way around. So yeah, if some of you are wondering how to go about doing that, that's another way you can do so. Now we're going into the 7th law, which is the law of attraction. And law of attraction talks about you attracting people, things, events by your own action. And that's what law of attraction is. You can also attract thoughts and emotions as well using the law of attraction. Using these principles, which is attracting people, things, events, action, thoughts, or emotions, by using these principles, you can attract whatever you desire. So that's where it becomes very powerful, when you actually combine all those aspects of the nature and how you can manifest things, right? So, and that's why a lot of times I always say that if people want to attract anything using the law of attraction, you have to give it some action, otherwise it's not going to happen, right? So, and that is the third law, the law of action, that is connected to this. So so again, that was law of attraction. Attracts people, things, events by your own action, nobody else. Because guess what, you can sit there and want people to manifest, and this is why those those clowns that are out there, that in the spiritual community, they will go there and just try to do spell casting. They will say, can I they will just go there and spam every spiritual community page, whatever, and they'll say, this person did so well because they did that doctor something spell. You must have seen this 1,000 times, and it's very annoying. But of course, they're saying that they can do all the work for you, and you will get the desired results through their action. The law of attraction doesn't talk about that, because here it has to be your own action. So this is the nature of the law, that where if you're expecting people to do some sort of prayers or some ritual or something, this it doesn't work. And this is why majority of my healing, I get questions all the time where people want me to read their Akashic records or do a Akashic reading. You don't really get that kind of deep healing because you're not there involved with it. What are you actually doing then, right? You're not really doing anything in your healing. You're just sitting there, or you're expecting me to do a reading. So that's why I don't believe in all those, how effective they are. I have no idea. The law of action is there, where I personally take you to all those aspects where you are, wanting to see and feel and go through all that stuff through your own action. Yes, I hold the space and all that sort of thing. I guide you through it, because without that you won't be able to go as deep. But it's through your own action that you can actually access all those kind of things on a deeper level. So that's how it works. So the law of action is very, very important, and it applies on the spiritual healing as well, because nobody can heal you. You have to go in and heal you yourself. So, and of course, healers that are really, really good at what they do, they will open that space for you to do that. So just be very mindful when you're looking at all these aspects, because a lot of people don't understand that not everything is as black and white, right? So understand that, and if you want to get a Akashic reading, by all means do that. But I'm just saying that it's not going to be the same effect as you going there yourself and doing your own healing work via whatever is being shown to you. Because again, your higher self, the divine oneness in you, will show you all that sort of thing. The 8th law, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy is the 8th law. And what this law talks about is the power to change the conditions of our lives. This is huge. The power to change conditions of our lives. You can sit there and complain about why your twin flame is ghosting you, doesn't want to have a relationship with you, or the situation where you guys are in a relationship and it's the highs and the lows of the journey and all those kind of things. Or you can complain why this is happening or that happening or this is happening to you. Just list is endless. I just mentioned twin flames, but on every aspect is because you are not using the law of perpetual transmutation, which is the power that you have within you to change your circumstances. So I'm gonna give you some examples of people that you may know, and if you don't, you can always look up, because if you look at their stories, and this is just a handful of people that I came across, you know, in while I was just making notes here, to just kind of give you guys an example that look at their lives and how they did this, and if they can do it, then so can you. One of the people that I listed here is Oprah Winfrey. You guys know who she is. Jim Carrey, J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, Matthew McConaughey. You've got Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, Napoleon Hill. You know, these are some of the people that I just came up with, but I'm pretty sure that you, if you look at people's biography, I always like to look at that, watch movies, and I don't read books per se, but I always like to watch movies if there is a biography on somebody, because it really gives you that empowerment to literally transform your life, because if they could do it, then why can't you, right? It is, of course, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy, power to change the conditions of our own lives. So keep that in mind. So now we're gonna go, and like I said, this is the first time I wrote 2 of these cards, you know, like I'm just filled up here with my notes, so it's crazy. Okay, so we are on the law of relativity. The law of relativity. In order to develop on a soul level, we have to endure series of problems. I can't even read my own hair. Good times. I try to scribble through it and do this video. So the law of relativity talks about, in order to develop on a soul level, we have to endure a series of problems. Now, you will see that as one of my science and things video. You might want to check. I don't know which one, because I've done so many now, but I do mention about that as being one of the signs and things. When you have a series of bad things happening to you, and you're like, what the heck is happening? Why is this happening to me? And but the thing is that when you have a string of bad things that are happening to you, just know that something good is on its way to you as well. So and it's not nice to endure lots of bad things, you know, especially if it's like it's like when it rains it pours, you know. You've heard that phrase where things are just happening so much, and it's like, okay, I'm done, universe. Now can we just put a stop to it, and let me maybe, you know, just catch a hold of my breath, and that's it, you know, I'm done. Can we not do this anymore? Right? So you must have said that a million times, and that's what that is, the law of relativity. In order for something nice to come your way, a series of bad problems will face you, and you just know that it's temporary. It will go away. Just breathe through it. And I always say that because I always get like, in my coaching sessions, I'll have a lot of divine feminine that will come, and that's an energy. It doesn't matter, because I get you know, both genders that come to me these days, and I appreciate it, because again, you know, I'm glad that whatever I'm doing is helping people, and I always tell them, breathe through it. So that's that, right? Just know that it's gonna pass, and the bad cycles will pass as well. It's the same idea as, for example, the world, right? You know, you have the darkness, and then you have the light, right? You have the sun that will shine through, and you know, halfway into the world, and then next day it's they have the dark, and you have you know, the light, right? So what I'm trying to say is that, you know, when you have the darkness and the light within us, otherwise we would be always just living in light and no darkness at all, right? But in darkness, we know we need the darkness to be able to relax. And sorry, I didn't realize that my phone was not off. So yeah, you want to make sure that you know, all those kind of aspects are there, where you you know, you understand that during the nighttime, you know, you're also relaxing, or you getting a time out as well. So all of that comes in that balance and harmony that you need as well. So we are on the 10th law of polarity, and when I talk about balance and harmony, this is where the law of polarity comes. And that's why I said this is in such amazing order. And I hope that I'm making sense to a lot of you guys that are watching this. And of course, if you like my content, do not forget to hit that like button, because it'll help me to circulate this video, as well as hit the subscribe. So here it is, the law of polarity. And this is why in the journey, those are the twin flames, you know that we always talk about the divine masculine and the divine feminine, right? Everything has an opposite, right? Male and female, sad and happiness, or poor, rich, good or bad. Everything has that polarity in this world. So in order for something to come as a creation, there has to be that balance. Everything comes in that balance, harmony, right? So that's very, very important to understand as well, especially if you're dealing with your divine masculine or your divine feminine, depending on who it is that's watching this, right? You always have that that polarity. And then also it goes into understanding the next law, which is the law of rhythm. Energy vibrations, energy vibrates through certain speed and rhythm. Everything has a cycle and stage. So you need to understand that the rhythm of life is there, and that goes back to number 9, where it's talking about the series of bad things that are happening, and it's that cycle that it's happening, and then the wheel turns, and then the next cycle comes in, and that's the cycle where good things are happening now, and you're like so happy because there's so many good things happening, and you're back in the game, kind of thing. So that is the law of rhythm. Energy vibrates through certain speed and rhythm, and everything has a cycle and a stage. So, and that's the same idea if you think about it. We have the 4 seasons that kind of around us. We've got the the summer, the fall, the winter, and the spring, right? So all of those things are very, very important. And then we've got the law of gender, and this is very similar to the law of polarity, that talks about everything has masculine yang energy or feminine yin energy. And this is why for those people that don't understand twin flame relationships, you could be a same-sex couple, or you could have been just having a normal relationship with a person, and then comes a twin flame, and all of a sudden they are the same gender as you, and you can't understand that. All I want to say is that when it comes to souls are androgynous, right? So which means that in some lifetimes you were the opposite gender of what you are right now. So it doesn't really matter. I've seen so many lifetimes where I was a male. So yeah, souls don't know any gender. So it is what it is. It's vast, and that's the divine you. So within us, we have the feminine and the masculine energy within us anyways. And that's another thing that the twin flame journey talks about, is to balance the two in order for you to feel the oneness or the wholeness, right? And that's that divine oneness that you need to anchor, is to anchor your divine feminine and your divine masculine energy, which is that oneness. Each individual has to balance that energy from within, and that's what is the challenge for a lot of twin flames. However, just be very, very grateful that you guys are in a twin flame journey, because guess what? This is something that you have to come across, and in your healing and in your teachings, you come across this anyways, and you are lucky to do that, because this is the only kind of journey where you actually are totally balancing that a lot of it is on its own, as well as through, you know, deep healing work, all that sort of thing. But because you are a twin flame, it's become easier and is easily accessible for you to anchor the two, the divine masculine and the feminine energy within you. So yeah, so that is a good thing. If you are a twin flame and you're watching this video and you've made it this far, the last one, to know that you are in the works of balancing the two energies. So now this brings me to the main topic of this video, which was the law of vibration and how it affects twin flames. We already understood the 12 laws, which I felt was very, very important to mention so that you can understand the law of vibration in a bigger scale. And like I said, nothing rests when it comes to the law of vibration. You've got, you know, planets, cosmos, stars, moon, sun, river, ocean, plants, air that you breathe in, electricity, any frequency, human body, you know, your blood vessels, right, your cells, you know, every atom in this universe, you name it, right, is the law of vibration. So everything around you is, whether it's living or non-living things, it's still holding the law of vibration. Because even if it's non-living things, for example, like a pen, I'll use this as an example, you still have to, you know, it won't go, it's wishful thinking if it writes it on its own. It doesn't, right? You're holding it and you're writing it. So that's the law of vibration. And, you know, your mind, your thoughts, right? Everything is that frequency. And in order for you to write anything, you're using your senses, you know, your thoughts, right? Your ability to articulate, to put something in writing or to put it into some sort of words. And of course, the you know, the ability to see, right, all those kind of things, because when you are using your eyes, you're also you know, blinking. So that's all law of vibration. So just, I mean, if you think about it, everything is, right? So if you look at each and every aspect of your life, you'll see that. So so how this affects the twin flames, a lot of people don't understand that if you are dealing with a twin flame, you're not dealing with any relationship issues, you're dealing with vibrational issues. You have vibrational issues, not relationship. So, which means that somewhere in this equation of your connection, you both are not in alignment on a vibrational level. Yes, you are connected to each other on a soul level, on that frequency and on that vibration, but you still are integrating the 3D reality of that, balancing that vibration or trying to meet each other on that vibration, so that you're not as bluntly said, pissing the hell out of each other or, you know, irritating the hell out of each other, or, you know, triggering the hell out of each other in some way. So so that's what I'm trying to say. Even if they have ghosted you, they don't want to have anything to do with you, something somewhere is triggering them for them to do that, right? So that's that vibration, that you two are not on the same level or in the same page. When you are on the same level or the same page, on that same vibration frequency, then what's going to happen is you will have that, you know, that harmonious relationship, that balance of the relationship where you're going to not feel each other that badly. So, so yeah, this is one of those soul connections that asks you to really, really go within and figure all that stuff out when it comes to the relationship aspect and how you two are resurrecting some of those sleeping trauma or conditioning, or, you know, aspects to heal, that kind of stuff, right? So that is the relationship issues that you guys are getting. And I don't know any twin flame that isn't. It doesn't matter whether they're in embodiment or not. it still affects them, because when they are, some of the twin flames that are passed away, they also are coming to their high self is connected to the other stair twin, and they're triggering them in many ways to be able to heal on a deeper level, right? So those are some of those ways that you know, it'll do that, because the law of vibration is there. And of course, this is the only connection that nobody will understand why this happens, but you know, this is why teachers like us, you know, we make sense to this, is that when you are feeling certain things, your twin flame is feeling the same stuff, because you have that similarity, as well as you mirror that you know, those kind of feelings as well. So that's why a lot of times it gets very confusing, because you're going through all those kind of things, and then you wonder why you know, you suddenly are happy, or sometimes you're sad and you don't understand it. Is because, you know, it could very well be your twin flame that's going through all of those. Another law of vibration, you know, one aspect of this would be if you're thinking about your twin flame a lot, right? Of course, you're vibrating on that same frequency where you know, they are also thinking about you. So that's that telepathy, and that's also the law of vibration, because you are now on that level of telepathy. So that is another thing. Now we have the next one that I listed here is a lot of people think that if they are in a relationship, they will have that automatic union. That's not the case. True union happens when both are on the same frequency, and that's the whole reason why you guys are having so many issues with your twin flame, because you're not having relationship issues, you're having vibrational issues. And this is one of the things that I also want to point out, that people that are in some sort of separation, if you're not in the same frequency, you're not matching each other on that vibration, then the separation will still continue, because that's what it is. It is, you know, the whole point of the journey is to dive into your soul alchemy, so that you can vibrate on a certain frequency, and as your true twin flame, they will also try to rise to the same frequency as well. Another one that I want to mention through the law of vibration is healing. When you heal, then they heal as well. So again, you know, everything is on that energy frequency, that vibration is energy. And if you are healing on an energetic level, then of course your twin flame will as well. I mean, a lot of times they also join you on your healing sessions, that sort of thing, to heal on a soul level. I don't know how many times my twin flame has done that, so you know, I lost count. So all I want to say is that all those things are there, and you know, I'll go over that more in depth in my article when I do further research. But this was just my little take on the law of attraction and the law of vibration, and all the other universal laws that attach each other to it. And yeah, it's not just about law of attraction. It never was. You have to think at the bigger picture, the bigger scale. And I hope that you guys understood this segment, and let me know if you guys had a good understanding of it. Comment below. I would definitely love to read all those comments. This was Twin Flame Union, bringing you guys the law of vibration and twin flames.